Hello again. In my last video, I talked about being groomed as a child and taught to think about the colour of my skin in the most negative way through what I call Raceophilia. So today, I'm going to explain Raceophilia. I believe racism is learned behaviour and begins as child abuse through the grooming process of what I call Raceophilia. The child being groomed to fear, mock, humiliate, abuse, or possibly murder a melanated person. The philia in this context is not love, rather its meaning is similar to the philia in paedophilia, an unnatural love of fearing or hating melanated people. Raceophiles groom in ways that are similar to the ways in which paedophiles groom children for sex. Similar grooming methods employed include manipulation, instilling fear, and exposure to visual and live images of black people used as triggers of indoctrinated stimuli to encourage one to think and act in the desired abusive manner. It's not a question of whether you have been shaped by Raceophilia and participate in the forces of racism, rather how much you have been. For instance, when watching movies featuring melanated people as a child, I was often made to feel humiliated or ashamed when my friends pointed to the melanated actors and back to me whilst laughing and sniggering. When I asked why they did this, often the reply would be that their parents had told them negative things about black people. Similar to the paedophile, some raceophiles groom in secret and some openly groom. This is accepted practice. For instance, the public are consistently groomed by the media, who use subliminal racist language and terminologies. This includes highlighting the color of skin when a melanated person has or is suspected of committing a crime. I believe, like the paedophile, the raceophile's ability to function varies. They are high functioning, low functioning, and those in recovery. A high functioning raceophile is one able to control their learned behaviour in front of others who do not accept that behaviour, or those who would challenge this behaviour. For instance, a team manager who makes subtle racist jokes or uses subtle racist terms such as the pot calling the kettle black. A low-functioning raceophile is one unable to control their conditioned responses to indoctrinated stimuli and are likely to act on that in various ways, ranging from low-level aggression to murder. Low-functioning raceophiles include white terrorists, aka supremacists, and those in the forces, uniformed raceophiles. The male who murdered George Floyd could be considered in this category. As with all forms of abuse, the abused do not automatically go on to become abusers, having been re-educated and breaking the cycle of abuse. Child abuse and support. Will people be less likely to teach their children to be racist if they understand this is child abuse? Abuse of the child being groomed and then taught to abuse others. Will the risk of prosecution for raceophilia deter abusers? Will the risk of losing access to a child through possible imprisonment for raceophilia deter abusers? Will the risk of a child becoming a murderer as a result of abuse through raceophilia deter abusers? I believe racism needs to be recognized as a form of child abuse in order to protect children and enable them to have access to resources to recover. Recognizing racism in this way will enable perpetrators, raceophiles, to be held to account for their actions, to be risk assessed and receive re-education and rehabilitative treatment. The word raceophilia can at present be found in the Urban Dictionary. I've submitted this neology for consideration in several other dictionaries. I've also developed a presentation introducing the concept of raceophilia, and I aim to provide access to this for those interested in exploring further. Let's work together meaningfully to stop the hurt.